Civil War, directed by Alex Garland, is not what many people expected it to be. It's an election year in the United States, the last one didn't exactly go smoothly, and political polarization has been steadily heating up for years. The film looked primed to play the role of prosecutor. Alex Garland was going to call out the true sowers of discord and make a heavy handed suggestion of who you should vote for come November. In Garland's previous film, Men, which has been left absent from his promotional resume, not surprising, supported that theory. The political themes are not subtle. But Civil War is not political propaganda. In fact, if you read and listen to interviews with Garland and members of the cast, you can tell they're making an effort to avoid trapping their movie on one side of the political aisle. They have their opinions, like we all do, but the film was made for a wide audience. It's not shouting, vote for this party or the events on screen will become your reality. So if that's not the point, what is the point? Is Civil War as thematically hollow as some people are saying? I don't think it is. For one, the movie is a defense of journalism. Alex Garland has said this publicly. His dad was a newspaper cartoonist, so he has a personal connection to the news media. Ironically, there's a contradiction to this aspect of Civil War. The journalists are the protagonists. Civil War is about the danger of polarization. And Kirsten Dunst, correctly in my view, criticized the media for playing a key role in dividing Americans. Maybe Garland would say the movie is a defense of objective journalism. The characters seem to fit that mold. But I don't want to dwell too much on that point because there's a much more interesting theme in Civil War worth discussing. The story begins at the end of the war. Lee, Joel, and Sammy want to win the race to Berlin, as Sammy coins it, to interview the tyrannical president who hasn't done an interview in over a year. The plot itself is a bit contrived, but it's designed to get the characters on a road trip. Kirsten Dunst revealed that Garland had the cast watch Come and See before the shoot, and the parallels are clear. Both stories are about how people change as they descend the abyss of chaos. Now, the tones are very different, you can't get any darker than Come and See, but the influence is very apparent. What's great about the road trip is that we get to see images from collapsing foreign countries applied to the United States. Some areas have basically become like the Juarez we see in Sicario. People are strung up, small wars are being waged to fill the power vacuum. The US really is a failed state in this imagining. The images ask the audience a question. Is this possible? Could a republic with institutions as strong as the United States collapse so dramatically into chaos and violence? The answer from Garland is obviously yes. No country is special. If left and right become good and evil, there is potential for catastrophe. And the potential for catastrophe is in large part because of human adaptation. We first meet Lee at a riot that turns into a mass casualty suicide bombing, and we're meant to notice her apathy to the disaster. This woman is not unfamiliar with death. She's seen it all across the globe. So as people lie dead around her, she has enough composure to console Jesse, an aspiring photojournalist who's shell-shocked by the ruin. But Jessie is not scared away by the bombing. She wants to follow her inspiration all the way to the front lines, despite Lee warning her that, hey, you'll probably get killed, and it will be a good picture for me, but you better look for different options. As Jessie encounters more violence, as she hears the whiz of bullets and the screams of those who take the bullets, she grows accustomed to it. In only a few days, she becomes just like Joel, hooked on the excitement and danger. Her arc is a reflection of the entire American society at war with itself. Many of the people they encounter are completely numb to death and destruction. Some do appear to be psychotic, like Jesse Plemons, who steals a show as per usual, but others are not. They're just trying to stay alive. And that's pretty hard to do if the sight of a dead body sends you into a panic attack. I think there's a perception that if political violence became widespread, people would mobilize quickly to end it. But there is a point where people accept and adapt, and that's what we see in Civil War. Jesse is the local example, but the entire society has reached that point. Human beings have been fighting wars for thousands of years. There are very few things more consistent in human history than one group of people killing another. The capacity for violence is so deeply embedded in human nature it would be naive to assume that political cold wars can turn hot rather quickly. It's kind of like Hemingway's quote on bankruptcy. It happens two ways: gradually, then suddenly. So the emptiness and chaos of Civil War is sort of the point, I think. The characters are not giving political soliloquies because the spirit of the society has become much more primal. He's trying to kill us, we must kill him. If you're in my tribe, you live. If you're not, you die. There's an amazing scene in Apocalypse Now, which is another Journey to the Heart of Darkness story, where a couple of soldiers are attempting to kill an enemy they can't see. It's complete chaos, they're at the outer rim of the war, and once the enemy is finally killed, our protagonist asks the battle-hardened soldier this question.
Do you know who's in command here?
Yeah.
What he means by that very vague answer is pure kill or be killed chaos. There's no logic, there's no direction or command. All that's left is primordial instinct. That is what we see in Civil War, especially in the capital. The Western Alliance will not negotiate. They will not even think about arresting the president and putting him on trial. All they want is to blow his brains out. And they get what they come for. The movie does not give direct answers on how to turn the car around. Alex Garland has said that it's important for political discussions not to become moral discussions, so that's one recommendation, but it's not offered by the characters themselves. Civil War's main goal is to show the audience that no country is safe from the depths of human violence. So now is the time to brainstorm some solutions. Not when people are adapting to the new normal, because the adjustment period is short, as we see with Jesse. Civil War could easily be watched for purely popcorn entertainment. It features some of the best gunfights I've seen in a long time. The way the still images are intercut with the action is incredible. The stills almost act as a hold of the breath. The characters also develop in interesting ways. I've talked mostly about Jesse, but Lee also changes in the opposite direction. And there is deeper thought to the story than some are saying. There are no heavy-handed political solutions, but it's a reminder of what humans are capable of, even humans living in societies with seemingly stable institutions. In movie terms, it's more Come and See or Apocalypse Now than some Oliver Stone movie or something, which some people may like, I certainly did, but others may see it as punting given the political realities that exist. Leave your thoughts in the comments if you were pleased or annoyed with the direction of the story. And if you want to see an analysis on Come and See, I got that right here for you. And please like and subscribe to see more videos like this in the future. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I will talk to you soon.